Right lads, so next step of the boat build. We're up here in Wildhunter. They're going to be installing all the electronics onto the boat. Here's the boat built here behind me. Steve is there running around behind me. Steve is the brains of this operation. He's going to be putting all the stuff onto the boat. Here it is sitting on the trailer. Now this is the custom mount that Sheelin built for the trolling motor. Really nice. It's made out of teak, and Steve has a way of assembling this trolling motor onto the front of the boat. This is the Garmin Force Pro. So yeah, it's sitting on the base there. This is the base that we're going to screw it onto. A teak plate, and you know, it's going to be strong enough.
Oh yeah, plenty strong enough. Plenty.
Should be fine, yeah. So that's going to go onto that, and then that plate's going to sit onto the nose here. So we need a breaker for the trolling motor. We have a really good one here, and it's going to be powered by the 24 volt 100 amp lithium battery. So go down the boat here. Steve has been coming up with ideas here. I reckon his head here. We need to figure out where the seat's going to get mounted, because you can't get under the seat. So you came up with an idea?
Yeah, they're threaded inserts to go down into the wood, and then short bolts to bolt the swivel
into place, yeah.
Down out of that. However that goes.
We'll get it as strong as possible. Yeah, the swivel is handy, lads, because it kind of spins when you're sitting. So you're going to have your outboard here. You're always going to be sitting off to the side on a lake boat, and you want to be able to move a bit more freely. So that's what we're trying to figure out with the seat. The engine is going to be here next week. We'll talk about that later on. What else do we have? This is a trolling motor, big box for it. It's a big unit. This is the LiveScope pole, so we're going to be using the KED pole. We're figuring out where to mount it here. I'm thinking it has to be within arm's length of the seat, so here seems to be perfect. Steve has it all marked out. So the idea here is Steve is going to put bolts.
Yeah, stainless bolts, carefully drilled through.
Carefully.
The rails.
To hold it in position, yeah. So it'll be really firm, and you see there's a bit of a gap underneath, so it should fit perfectly. Should be. This is the plan, lads. Just go along with it. It's easier. Morning. So yeah, we have a few other things planned. We're trying to figure out. I want to put 2 of these rod holders onto the funnels here, just to keep the rods out of the side of the boat, so that you're not tripping over yourself when you're fishing. We have Garmin is going to be the electronics for this boat. This is the black box, and Steve has an idea to fit it in here.
Come up.
So we're going to fit it in underneath the side here. You can see it. It should be perfect. All we need to do is be able to get to the wires, really, and it's going to be out of the way.
Right there.
Yeah, so the black box for the module for the LiveScope, and the screen, we have a 12-inch echo map from Garmin. Really nice unit. The boat's going to have Garmin all over it, basically. Really good units. That's going to be powered by the 12 volt 100 amp lithium. We're going to mount it here on a Scotty mount, and a bigger size, the 12.5 inch, I think, or 12.25 inch ball. It's going to be sitting here. So we'll have the screen here. The LiveScope's going to be here. The black box will be under here,
well, or that side,
or this side, yeah.
Keep all the wires tidy.
Keep them all together, yeah. There's the base for the screen. That's going to be basically sitting here. And what else is there to show? It's a big project. Thank God Steve's here to do it, because I wouldn't be able to do that. Here's the trolling motor, lads. It's a really good unit. It's a 100-pound truss, 24 volt. You pull it on a drawstring. We'll show you at the end of the video. Really nice. And oh yeah, it actually comes with a foot pedal. We're thinking about installing the foot pedal. We don't know where to put it. This will be a step that we'll figure out in a while. Haven't used a foot pedal before on a boat, so it's just kind of a cool thing to have. And then that's just the box for the LiveScope, the pen optics. So that's the outlay of the plan we're going to do. I'll show you the bits and bobs as Steve is doing it. Actually, Here's one more thing I want to show you. I got these Garmin vision maps for the Echo Map, just so all the lakes are mapped. Really cool thing to have. It really shows the contours and the depths of the lake, the cartography. There's an idea of what it looks like. Relief shading all around the lakes, every lake. Really good. UK, Ireland and Holland. And this is actually the stern saver. So if I do decide to put another transducer onto the back of the boat, I'm going to be mounting this here. And it's epoxied on. It comes in a 2-part epoxy. You just fill the holes on that mount and we're going to tape it up. Basically you give this little part of light sand and you put the pressure onto it, and then the epoxy will tape to the back of the boat, and you're left with this on your back of your boat sitting like this. And rather than screwing into the back of the boat, you screw into this and you won't have any screws going into your fiberglass, and it's a lifesaver. So that's the plan. We'll take it in steps and see how we get on.
Make the holes bigger.
Yeah.
For the inserts to fit into.
Oh, so Steve has holes done here, 4 holes for the inserts to fit into. What way are you going to fit the seat on? Did you say the inserts are going into the holes? Basically they're going in here.
Nice and strong.
Nice and strong. So because you limited space, they need to be installed like this, really, don't they? Because the screw is going to go down into this.
Yeah. Because I can't get underneath it.
Yeah, it's fixed underneath.
And you can see it's all threaded. It bites into the wood really well.
Perfect. It's just a way of making the seat stable. Very nice.
And they're all zinc coated so they shouldn't rust.
They shouldn't, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Fingers crossed. You never know. So basically the plate's gonna, this is going onto the bottom of the seat, isn't it?
Yeah, on the bottom of the seat. Get bolted in, and then I'll use really short ones, and it's gonna be annoying, but we'll get it in there.
Yeah, 100%. There's always a way.
I always start them so we don't press through them.
Oh, we're getting there. Nearly finished. Love it.
And then we can't show the rest because we don't have bolts yet.
Alright lads, there's the seat in position. We're just gonna wait for the bolts and then they'll be tightened. But that's the seat as it's gonna sit. Very nice. I went for the higher backrest on the seat because I have a bad back. My lower back is in bits, and that's a really comfortable seat. Very good. And it's in arm's length for your pole for the LiveScope. Yeah. Look at this for service, lads. Lying down on the job. So Steve is trying to fit, I'll go around here. is trying to fit the black box, the module for the Garmin Panoptics, in underneath here to keep it out of our way, so we're not tripping over ourselves. And it's going to be screwed in underneath the timber, in out of the way, cables out of your feet. It's the main thing, so you're not tripping over yourself.
Oh. Yeah.
All marked out.
Yeah. Now we get to see how we put that in. Not those. No. No.
Don't drop a screw.
No, because it's gonna go under the boat. Or under the floor. Yeah, that's the right size. Something different for the back.
Very nice.
There.
You wouldn't even notice it's there.
No, I shouldn't. I'll just keep everything ran nice and tight. There you go. Oh. Actually, where's my...
This one?
Yes. Where's that one? Oh, that was the head. Run these in first so it's easier.
Yep.
Yes, okay. Just make sure they're not going to come through. Fingers would work this morning.
You're in a vulnerable position.
Oh. Awkwardness. There's one. Come on. Brilliant. There we go. Perfect.
Nice.
There.
Down these aren't working, Steve, are they?
Oh, things don't move. Just get the wires hooked up. Then we know this is for your screen. I think. Or is this for this one? Yeah, this is the screen. So I don't need this one yet.
Not yet.
I need the other ones out of the
Okay.
brown box.
Oh, the bottom one, is it?
Yeah.
So much cardboard in these boxes. That's the chance to shoot. I'll just give you the box, there's so many cables.
Easier.
Yeah, you'll understand them better than I will.
I see. Network, and power. Yeah, they come with a fuse, so that's the. Good. You don't have to add them.
Good. Yeah, the long cables, aren't they?
Yeah.
More than we need.
Well, half the time they're just shy. So.
Yeah. They're built for lake boats.
Which way you go? So notch. And it goes. And this is the. This is an important thing. You never force this stuff.
Yeah.
It only goes one way. You bend a pin. It's not good. Let's see. That should end up coming like that. And once we get it tied in, so you won't see it from the top.
Yeah. Nice and neat. So we're not going swimming, tripping over cables when we see a big pike on the screen.
Won't worry about the transducer one yet. It'll just be in the way.
Okay.
The whole time. So
we'll do that later on.
Okay. And I start it in reverse. Keeps the top of the wood from chipping.
Yeah, very good. They're the holes that this is going to go into. No.
Yeah, I don't think we'll need that one. They give you that the option for direction of it sitting on the boat. So
okay. Very good, lads. So that's going to be fitted onto here. Nice and strong, and we can always reinforce it there later on back at the factory if it's needed.
these will be going.
Oh, they're the bolts, yeah.
But I'm only going to be using probably 2 of these in the front because the rest are going through that. So I got to do something different. I have to cut those. That's all. Oh, you're gonna be annoying.
Very good.
Now I can turn it off.
Yeah.
That's a little too heavy to just pick up by my hand.
Yeah, there's some weight in it, isn't it?
All right. Now, let me get my.
Very good. Coming together.
Ends up just being a
Safety strap.
So you end up putting it over and it'll wrap around. You'll see.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm just trying to think which way. Yeah, inside the boat. Yours is. We're going off this way, right?
Yeah. It's probably better for the weight, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know how many times I have forgotten, ow, to put this thing on. And then once it's stowed, this will just wrap around and...
Oh, safety.
Yeah, it just locks it so it can't go anywhere.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah. You know, while you're traveling or
good strong build.
So now you just got to keep this lined up, so I'll just use these to keep the board and everything in place while I tighten that on. So this wrench is a little big, but it's okay.
Bolts, yeah.
So just
Oh yeah.
nip them, which is why we have grinders. Stay there. Yeah, because that might determine where we end up at, you know, in regards to that, because we don't want that hitting all the time.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
We'll just chew a hole in the boat.
No, let's just... Steve just trimmed off the excess there. There's a lot more flush. Oh, don't fall. I gotta get a step.
Take it off and drill it. You might have to go get a longer bit.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Right, next up here, we're trying to put 4 bolts down through the timber.
Yeah.
Steve has it marked out, and we're trying to do it so we don't hit the fiberglass. Serious concentration. Go. I'll just show you what we're doing. Look at that for detail. So there's going to be 4 bolts going through the timber to make it as secure as possible, holding this, our LiveScope pole. Has to be done like this if you don't want it to be secure. If you do want it to be secure, don't want it to be secure.
Concentration.
No rush. So I'll just show you what Steve was doing here basically. So this is the mount that the KED LiveScope transducer pole does, and we're trying to fit that onto that, and the pole basically slides in and out with that, and this is constantly mounted to your boat. This is the very important that you need a good strong grip on. Steve's doing a really good job of getting them holes as firmly as possible. He's going to be using these as bolts rather than screws to be a lot stronger, and he went straight through the timber and managed to avoid the fiberglass down the bottom and on the other side. It's the same, so try to make this as strong as possible and so that there'll never be any problems. So it's not tightened yet, but this is it. Look at that, bone tight. I don't even know how you can even tighten that. That's like really good. That's it with the bolts on the bottom. Well, they'll have to be tightened obviously. But look at that. That's really, really strong. It's not going anywhere, is it?
No, we'll put some tape on there.
Nice.
Just so they don't scuff nothing up.
That's really good. Did you get a piece of timber in your hand? Piece of steel, oh no.
Nice.
Oh, this is the Scotty mount, the heavier one for the larger screen. Because we've a screen there the size of a TV for Netflix. So we can see the fish and it's cheating. It's not real fishing. But yeah, that's for watching EastEnders there in the evening. Very good. We'll find a way of mounting it so that we're able to. That's the cradle, the quick release for the screen. Let's stand back here to be able to see it a bit better.
And it might be better if we actually put it on there and you can see.
Yeah. This is the base for the Scotty mount. We're after deciding to put it here into position. I decided to put it to the end of this so that we're not losing any space, and realistically it's a 12-inch screen, it's massive, and I'm sitting right there, so if I had it here it's just going to be in my face and it's going to be really distracting. So that's the screen there. It might look small in the camera, but from there and you're sitting here, it's huge, quite overpowering on the eyes. So I wanted to kind of be a small bit away from my eyes so that I'm not going cross-eyed while I'm trying to fish. But it's perfect. That's a good distance for it. You're about a metre away from the screen, you can reach out and touch it. Steve's just marking out the holes of where the Scotty mount is going to go to mount the Garmin on.
More holes. Secure, then
Yeah.
okay.
Nice. Coming together.
Jeez.
We've a mount, a seat. We're getting there. And a LiveScope. Progress.
Yeah, we're just getting down to this.
Back up here at the nose of the boat. Trying to tighten everything here.
Go.
This is the pull card for lowering it and hiring it.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably add a few more down here, but yeah, it's
good. Like if they wanted, they could put something in between there, but I don't think we'll need that.
oh yeah, there's a space there, so
A space to kind
should
of
hit.
yeah.
They might put some. They might end up with a couple more screws this way,
Oh yeah.
just to give a little more grip. But I'll let them do that. he has the screws to match it and the stuff to fill it.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
I'll let him just tighten things up. But it's on. Whew.
Okay.
So now Steve is trying to tidy up some of the wires, screwing them in underneath the timber so that they're just not in your way. Using small little clamps and just screwing it in underneath. You won't even see them, look at that. Keeps it all neat.
Alright, where is that roll of tape? Do you see it anywhere?
Oh, here, yeah. Now we have our screen on, lads. That's it here. That's the computer to hand. Beautiful Garmin Echo Map 12 Ultra 2. There's our transducer, the LVS 34, and we were just chatting there about getting some spare fuses for the power, just in case some of them go. And we went over to the shop and they only had 2. So we need to get a couple more of the 2 and 7.5 size, so they'll do for the minute, but I'll try to get a few spares. So yeah, that's it there. All wired up under the seat.
There you go.
Oh lads, it is. Look at that. Turn off the transducer quick.
Huh?
The transducer. Click, 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 click. Very nice.
It takes a minute.
Yeah. Oh, she's flashing. She's getting some sauce.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing to that. Okay.
Yeah, now you gotta go and
Let's try to figure this out.
this you gotta, the closest option is UK or other. So
Other? Right guys, so I'm here setting up my active captain. We've a lot of it done here now. Using the memory card has to be under 32 gigabytes. You have to format it, then you have to, you know, connect to Wi-Fi off your phone and then off the unit. And now we're here updating the screen and the LiveScope. So preparing to transfer files. Oh yeah, we're transferring the update now to the unit, and that'll be done in a few minutes. We have to update the Echo Map Ultra 212 and the LiveScope LVS 34 GLS 10 to get it to work. Just one of them things you have to do. Make sure to turn off the transmit on the transducer when you're doing this. Steve's after lifting up the shaft, the main head for the Force Pro. Just trying to get it into line. Propeller goes on here. This one actually comes with a transducer on the bottom of it already, the GT50, I think it's the 56. That length is perfect, I think. Oh, it just takes a bit of jigging around to try to get all to fit on. I'm over here trying to update the Garmin. So this is nearly updated, transferring the software updates to the unit, and then afterwards I'm going to put in the Vision Pro maps so that they're in there ready to go for us to use. So while I was downloading these charts, we have our fishing charts here for, let's say for instance this is Loch Ree, and you've every inch of Loch Ree mapped. So let's say here you're going out from, oh no, actually sorry, we're on Loch Derg here. So you're going out from Drumineer. There's the bay itself, every contour of the lake. It's in meters there now, and then see, you go out with corkings, you see all the drop-offs. Zoom out, you see all the contours. Home, you can see your relief shading. It's all different colours for reliefs. The Hare Island. Now we're back up on Loch Ree here, and we can go back to our navionics chart, or navigation chart, so you're able to see the best way to drive without hitting a rock. You've all your rocks marked here on Loch Ree. Very, very good way of doing things if you're new to the water. You don't have to worry about hitting rocks. All these little things here are rocks. You see all the little dots with the X's? Makes fishing very safe. Oh yeah. How's it going? Right, so while I was messing around here, we've installed the foot pedal, which I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep in the boat, but it's an option. Very easy to do, it just connects to your battery. We'll tidy up the wires. If you don't want to use the remote for your trolling motor, you can just use the foot pedal to go left and right and spot lock and everything off that foot pedal. It's Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to the trolling motor. So here's the trolling motor. Steve has been messing around with it. It's doing a crouching tiger hidden pose. We're nearly there.
Yeah.
Propeller is on. Which propeller did we put on? Is it the...
It's the high efficiency.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to pop the other one out.
We'll have a look at it. So yeah, it's mounted on, lads. It's very strong. We can add a few bits to it if we need to. The power's actually on there now, and there's the pull cord. So we're nearly there. Nearly there. That's what it looks like. Okay, so we're at the stage where we're putting on the seat. The hardest part of everything.
How small can my hands get?
So in your module lost. Now we're seeing how flexible Steve is here, lads, because we need to get these nuts in underneath the chair and then tighten them up. Not easy. You see the high back chair though, it's just for helps your back if you have a bad lower back.
Awesome.
That'll be a great seat.
Okay.
Right, now we're trying to install the KED pole. Steve is just putting on the bits and bobs that come in the Garmin box with the LiveScope transducer.
Where's the arrow pointing? That way.
Oh, wait.
So he's got to be about there, and we'll tighten that up. So we can adjust that one too.
Yeah.
Might as well get it. You just want that to be even.
So yeah, we're trying to put on the bottom part of the KED pole here, and then figure out to add on the transducer for the LVS34, and then tied up the wires against it, and then it's pretty much done. Yeah, it'll be connected. The wire will be connected to the battery for the power, and yeah, we're just tightening up the bottom things here. You need it looking straight because it's a narrow cone off the Garmin Panoptics. You need your lure to be landing in the cone for it to be effective. So straighter we can get it, the better, and in the line of the arrow.
There. Hold that.
Take it up. There you go.
This guy's gonna go that way.
Yeah, it's good.
You got the boat in here backwards. They're usually facing that way.
Sorry.
And you got your settings.
Right, so this here is the base, and this slides in here. This is actually the tight. So there's your one on the GoPro.
There. Tilt up.
That it?
That's locked down.
Locked down. It's not going anywhere. Better not be. And then there's your directional arrow. So this needs to be tightened into the line of the transducer. But that's actually Like if you were slightly off, you can just move this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like to get it, you know, kind of wherever that feels like the tightest. I'll tighten it up there.
Yeah.
And then move this to that.
Yeah, that's the one that if anything's ever off, it's this.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, it's easy to adjust that.
Yeah, that's just the connector.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, you just loosen it, move that around.
Very good. I was always wondering how to do it.
Like,
Rather than changing that all the time, you can just adjust this.
and then you might have to like tweak it.
Very little, yeah.
Yeah. And then just remember, these are all plastic. They are really well made, but they are still plastic.
Yeah.
So
the arrow is the fight that points at your PBs, your personal best. So that's it, lads. That's on forward. That's the angle for forward, yeah. We might need to adjust that a little bit.
Yeah, that side. Just
Okay, lads. So we're here trying to put the transducer onto the back of the boat, and we don't want to screw holes into the fiberglass. We got this stern saver kit. Basically, it's epoxy fixed onto a block, and we're fitting it onto the back here. So me and Steve were after taping off this area using a template. We scuffed the back of the boat using light sandpaper, and now we're giving it a quick wipe again with alcohol pad to take off all the dust. Really good way of doing it if you don't want to drill holes into the back of your boat. Just make sure there's no dust in it, and it'll stick on very well. I used these before and they're very, very good. I think that's pretty good. See, what do you think?
yeah, should be alright.
Scuff, that's all you want. What was next? So next we're going to put the epoxy into this little syringe thing. Figure a way to get onto it. I'd imagine that's it. Yeah, she's locked into place. So from there, we should probably give that a wipe, but it'll be fine, I'd say. Did I give it a right wipe?
Oh, it's got the threading in there, so it's gonna hold it.
Yeah. So here you have your block, your stern saver. We take off the nozzle.
Oh, no, that's it.
Oh,
start squeezing.
Don't you got the nozzle? Start squeezing this in. Remember this last time, it takes a fair some pressure to get that to come out. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a pressure test, that is. Nearly there.
Oh.
That's
Did you
okay,
shut
yeah.
off?
You can touch straight.
Oh, okay.
That'll be fine. No, that's fine. Okay, so lads, look, you're filling up the little holes. God, it doesn't want to mix it up. Keeping it as neat as possible because it's going to make a mess no matter what you do. Man, this thing is so strong. Causing sparks. Strongest man in Ireland. I'll fill it up in it. Man, squeezing this thing here. Here, give me that camera, you try. That's hard work. All the way. He doesn't want to come out, does he?
No.
That's it.
Almost there.
Yeah, and then after we just fill them all up to the tip. Just push them all up.
Huh?
Up to the, just nearly squirting out, yeah. You don't want. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it'd be hard.
But yeah, I was making it look hard in the video till you had to go.
there's not too much left. Yeah, they all have to be sticking up a little bit so they...
Yeah, exactly. Fill them up as much as we can. It'll overflow a bit, but it'll be fine.
Okay.
You just rest that, it's small.
Huh? Oh, this one?
It's out, is it?
That, and put the last... No, that's it. That's it.
We're all out. Well, what did we... So we have a little cap here. We're going to put it into the middle of the template. That'll stick to the boat and that'll actually stay inside the epoxy. Perfect. And then we take off this and just pull it up or whatever. So from there we're going to be taking here this yoke without getting epoxy all over my phone. And we're going to be squeezing this on. Am I right?
Yeah, and you just get it in the...
There we go. Now, I'll hold that for a few seconds while it fixes, and we'll clean up along the edges of the block. Should be fine though. That'll set in probably quick enough, and then you'll be fine. I'd say after a few hours that won't go. You pull your house with that. It's the best installation video you'll ever see. It's grand. Then you just you screw your mount for your transducer, and then you put your transducer into the block. You don't screw any holes into your boat if you have OCD like me. And Steve. We're after putting 1,000 holes into this boat today. No, that's good. Right lads, we're here all day, but we got it finished. Big shout out to Steve, the lads in Wildhunter. They do all these boat installation, lads, so you can just ring the shop and book your boat in if you have anything you want to get done. Steve is more than happy to do it. So here's the finished product. Over the moon, very, very strong. The way he has it mounted there, strapped on as well. So there's the Garmin Force Pro sitting on the nose of the boat. Took a serious amount of jigging around to get it done, but he got it done. It's class. It's wired up here with a fuse to the 24-volt battery that's going to sit under the seat, up and out of the way, and it's on a pull cord, so you pull it and drop it down to get it down, and it's got a hydraulic system, so it's perfect, really easy to do. So we get on the boat. From here we have 2 triple rod holders for casting to keep the rods out of the way so you're not falling over yourself. We have a 12-volt 100 amp battery for the electronics, and we have a foot pedal to power the trolling motor. From there, took a while to get this seat on, but I'm over the moon with it. I've got a bad back, so I needed a high back seat. My lower back isn't great, so that seat is an absolute godsend. Brilliant. Now down here we put on a stern saver because I didn't want to troll it or screw into the back of the boat. So we'll be screwing into the back of the stern saver, and you won't be putting any holes into the back of the boat. That's fixed on with 2-part epoxy. And here, lads, it's the KED pole. So this is the LiveScope pole. We have the LVS 34 from Garmin, and we have the Garmin Ultra 12.2 with the vision maps already installed today. We were doing that all day with the Scotty mount bracket. So yeah, all the Garmin stuff here, lads, and all the mounts and stuff like that, you can buy them in Wildhunter. The lads have everything in stock. Give Brian a shout or give Steve a shout if you need a hand with anything. And yeah, make sure to call in to the lads because they really helped me out with getting this boat done. Over the moon with how it turned on. The next step is actually to put an engine on the back of it. So yeah, stay tuned to see what I have planned for that. We've got something cool planned, and we'll see how we get on. Thanks for watching.